Our theme for today is Love Does Not Envy. What do we mean when we say love does not envy? So our reference for this passage today is taken from the first letter of the Corinthians, chapter 13. And this is St. Paul's letter which talks a lot about love. So you want to know what is the recipe of love, authentic love. Look up in this chapter. And so in verse 4, notably it is written, love does not envy. And if we can find this definition, it describes envy as a feeling of discontentment and ill will because of another's advantages, possessions. And there is a resentful dislike of another person who has something that one desires. So, my dear friends, you can see there is a negative connotation when we mention the word envy. So this is a word that doesn't just admire someone for who or she is or what she or he has, but it is a word that has a rather evil desire to want that person who has something better to lose it and to come down to our level. So it's a miserable and undesirous desire. So example, when we talk about envy, we can envy people in many ways. And we are prone as human persons to envy others for the better life, the more comfortable life they have, the better job that they have, the happier family that they have, the kind of worldly possessions that they possess, the reputation, the fame, the power. All these are areas where we can be prone to lose our own identity when we envy others for who they are. And so it is said that envy prevents us from loving ourselves. I think the greatest injustice of envy is when we do not believe, we do not accept, and we do not acknowledge the talents and gifts that has been given to us by God. So the greatest injustice is to deny God's gift for us, no matter how big or how small. In Proverbs 14:30, it says, envy rots the bones. So no wonder it is a negative quality, because when we envy people, we begin the process of hurting ourselves. And we do this when we generate hatred for other people. We wish other bad luck. And we are unhappy and we disagree with others. And we do not have that harmonious relationship. That is what envy does. It does not congratulate. It does not bless. It does not wish someone well. So having said so much negative things about envy, is it possible for us to turn it around? May I propose the word admire as a positive aspect to counter the effects of envying others. We admire others, and admire is positive because it regards other people with respect. And so we can admire people who have the power to forgive, admire people who are generous at heart, admire people who have faith, admire the naval divers who had the courage. Even when life was threatening, they sacrificed themselves so that other people may live. I have full admiration for them. Admire the lost boys who had that resilience, who had that calmness and hopefulness to await the rescue. And even they were cooped up in a claustrophobic cave, they remain composed. So these are attributes which we ought to turn our focus on, because they will be life-giving to us, and they will produce an effect of love at the very end. For many people who have always seen the better side of others, we lose time and we lose a lot of energy because we do not then develop our own talents, our God-given gifts. And I can tell you, forever when we look at the better side of others, we can do nothing about it, because that is not our life. That is not our dignity. That is not our freedom. We have no control over other people's life, but we can and we have for our own. So when we stop that envy for others, for who they are, we will begin to appreciate, and we will begin to become grateful, thankful, and count our blessings. Because as much as you do not like yourself, sometimes you have qualities that other people are envious about. So it is a great temptation not to fall into that sin. And so when we can produce a healthy admiration for people, we begin to share love. We begin to bless each other. We begin to praise the Lord for creating good people, for creating talented people. And our love, when we share, will reflect the divine character in us. And the way to tell non-Christians, non-believers of God, is to show that aspect of love in us. Radiate that love through our action. And that is certainly not through the negative effects of envy. So count our blessings, be thankful for the little and sufficient we have, and our Christian mission is always to bring joy to other people, not pain. Above all, may we begin to live out love, true love, love that does not envy.